My project is basically quite simple. Does the quality of cooked meat vary between sustainably sourced carp and threatened Atlantic cod? My resources are quite low budget at the moment, so just enough carp to feed around 10 people and Atlantic cod. I also require paper plates, cutlery, a palate cleanser which needs to be used in between each tasting, and plastic cups and cooking equipment. I'm not sure where I'm going to hold the tasting at the moment due to the college in the current state, so I might have to do it at home, which could be a bit difficult, but we'll see what happens. The aims of this investigation is basically to test the taste of fish from different levels of sustainability. So cod is a very popular fish in the UK. For example, fish and chips, that's quite a British thing, whereas carp is not a common dish in the UK, so it's not very recognised in restaurants, even though it's a very sustainable source of food compared to cod, which is currently overfished to a vulnerable level. Carp is also a good alternative fish because it's a high source of protein and omega-3. It's also extremely fast growing, and they do not rely on expensive pellets when they are farmed. They can eat cheap mealworms. My methodology is to gut and scale the fish if we get hold of whole fish instead of fillets, which I've currently been researching into because I don't really know how to gut or scale a fish. I'm going to fry or grill both fish lightly in oil with no seasoning so that the taste is not compromised. I'm going to serve a small amount to 10 people in a controlled environment. They're sat away from each other so no one can discuss the results, and to fill out a questionnaire on taste, colour and texture. I think this would be extremely useful for potential supermarkets and restaurants who are looking to diversify the sustainable food, to see just people's opinion on carp as an alternative dish, because my hypothesis is that people will find the cod more tasty, but it will be interesting to see if people do find the carp in any level quite tasteful that they would choose that to have at a restaurant. For my results, I'm going to display all of the survey answers on various amounts of pie charts. I'm also going to do a chi-squared test to show a variation between the sets of data. My ethical review is quite simple. Hopefully I'll be able to buy the fish locally just to minimise the impacts there and help any local businesses. Atlantic cod is currently vulnerable according to the IUCN Red List, but I'm hoping that since I'm using it for this experiment, it's fairly guilt-free, and of course all participants taking part must be willing to consume fish. My schedule of operations is that the test can be carried out easily whenever the resources are purchased, so I was thinking if this test can be carried out in a day, I could maybe broaden it by doing different types of fish with carp, so not just cod, maybe test it alongside different types like pollock or plaice, just more common types that people would get in a restaurant, just to see their opinions against different types. I'd like to at least complete this taste test by the end of November, as I think it's fairly simple. My contingency plan, if just for saying I can't get the fish or I can't cook it at the college or at home, is to continue Daphne Cesareno's PASS project, which is the recruitment and settlement of sessile organisms in the water column within the fat estuary, but we're going to be changing the slabs that we place into the fat estuary, so that is different from her project. And I'm going to be running that alongside what I'm doing with the taste trials. My risk assessment is fairly simple. It's all to do with cooking, basically. So food allergies, just have to check that all of my tasters haven't got any allergies to fish, and that everything's cooked safely and that I've done it under supervision. That's my references.